Now, on every July 18th, you definitely should practice your listening skills. Hey! Hey! Welcome back to Class Culture. My name is DEIRDREHELENA, also known as Gigi Darling. Welcome back. I really hope you're having a good summer 2025. I am. I'm mixing in holiday, happy, work, vacay, staycay, and self-love, okay? Wellness. So, I just want to put that greeting out there. And I changed up the color. Now we are the color, before we were the quack quack green. Now we're the quack quack gold up there in the corner. So yeah, we're mid-July. Everything next week for me is going to be, well, really not next week, this week. Christmas in July is my get down. I am so happy that QVC, HSN, and all the things Christmas in July are on YouTube, because I'm going to be on the replay crew and I'm going to be watching live. And I don't really do a lot of shopping, but it's just an annual tradition. I would watch it with my mom. I watched it with my kids. I ordered things. I don't really order decorations or things right now, but it's still fun to watch. I grew up watching QVC. I grew up watching Shopping Network, cable TV. I raised my kids on that too. So it's fun, and it is good to listen and learn about products. That's what I loved about QVC. And now I'm a fan of both, but I just like saying QVC. But HSN is just as good. I loved when the celebrities would come on and sell their wares and their merch. That was always fun too. But I love Christmas in July. I love when they do their craft shows, because you can really listen to them, have them in the background. Like today, I took today off. It's my Friday, but I took today off because I wanted to go into storage and clean things out and organize things. And I really accomplished that. So yay for me. I'm a little exhausted, but it's done. I don't have to do it no more. I organized my 3-wick candles. I still have right under 100, but that's about 25 per season. So I did good by planning and organizing. Yes, I'm going to be buying some more for the fall and Christmas, and that'll probably be it, because we'll be moving, retiring, and celebrating life, in the spring and summer of next year, during the 250th year of USA. So I'm excited about that too. But listening, a lot of people don't have that skill. I'm glad. I love listening. I'm more of a listener. See, people on social media, they only know you through social media. They don't live with you. They're not around you when you're not live, or you're not on a new video, or they're not on your replay crew. Shout out to the Hearts of Gold here in Class Culture. But you really don't know anyone until you know them in real life, till you lived with them, till you maybe grew up with them or related to them or work with them. Some people know each other more than they know their relatives, because they don't actually live with them. At work, you sit and live with these humans 8 hours a day. So over years, decades, even if you're not working with someone, maybe you had a job 10 years ago and you worked there for 5 years, that person knows you, right? And what I found out throughout the years is some people are good listeners. Some people only hear you. Some people don't take in what you're communicating because they lack the skills of comprehension. And that's okay. It's funny because in this process of getting ready to be a full-time YouTuber, I get to go to all of my social media sites, clean them up, scrub them up, laugh, share, go through my emails, go through my messages, organize them, you know, reply, say hi, clean up my friendship list. I'm doing that too. I'm doing that on Facebook. It's a lot, but I'm almost done because I have 2 Facebook pages. Both of them are over 4,000. So what I'm doing is I give myself grace. I take my time. I give myself a libation and something yummy to munch on. And I go through, and my first criteria is if it doesn't have a face on there, unfriend, 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 because some people fall off, right? If it has a weird name like Janet Jackson and it has 3 followers, not only do I unfriend it, I block, 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 block. But then I look at the people I'm following versus the people following me. And if they're on one or the other page, I knock them off because I need to make room for someone else. Because on Facebook, you can only have 5,000 per account. So both Facebooks, I've knocked them down to 4,500. So, because I was up there at 5,000, and some of these people are undesirables. Yes, I said it. We were in a lockdown. We were just friending everyone. I was going live on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. So sometimes people came around that weren't what you were looking for. You know what I mean? And you can tell because sometimes now that we have shorts over there on Facebook too, I'm excited about my shorts journey coming up because now I can just get in there and boom, boom, boom. But I look at some of the content and it's like, oh no, nope, no, nope, no, no, and just I can just get rid of certain people and certain energies. I want my one Facebook I want with my face on it as a princess, because that's what my daddy named me after. I want that page to be geared more towards art and craft and museums and good vibes and poems and affirmation and things like that. And my first one, that was just my name that I opened up the week after my marriage in March of 2010. I already renamed that. I renamed it Class Culture and Flux, and that's going to be geared towards production. Okay. So I'm cleaning that up. I went through all the photos. I went through all the names. I'll probably do another clean sweep this weekend on both because I'm real good at it. Scroll, 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 scroll. You see something, you just delete, 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 delete. So the heavy lifting is kind of done. And I took all the beginning of this year to do that from January to today. I took my time, so I accomplished it. I cleaned out all of my emails. I cleaned out all of them. My AOLs. I still have AOL. I had AOL when you had to pay for it. Okay. I remember the day my children got their AOL accounts. They were so excited. We would sit for hours and hours and hours trying to figure out their handle and what they wanted to call it. But I have several AOLs, so I cleaned those out. I still have my Yahoo. My Yahoo account must be 23 years old because I had it when the twins were in high school. So let's just say 2000. That Yahoo is at least a half a century old. That Yahoo account is where family members get in contact with me. Anybody on planet Earth that's ever knew me since, sorry, I got a scratch, my belly. That account will never change. So people can never say, oh, I don't know how to get in touch with you. I am always suspect when someone says that. I am not impressed and I'm busy. I don't want you to get in touch with me if you don't know how to Yahoo me. If you don't know how to go over to my About page here on YouTube, if you can't figure that out, I don't want it. You have an issue and I won't wait until you figure it out. No. On my LinkedIn is all clean. Okay. So I went through all of it because I would get messages and messages. I'm over it. My next goal on my social media, well, I guess it's summer cleaning, not spring cleaning, is to block all retail. I don't want any more retail on my emails. At first it was fun, y'all. Now I'm over it. I am so over it. Unless I'm interested in that store, maybe 5 or 6 stores. But I would get 100 to 200 emails a day. That's too much. And I remember asking my son, I was like, make it stop. And he was like, you got to get off the email list. So now, tell them to remove you. So now what I noticed on Google, shout out to Google. I love Google. You can tell them if you've dropped off. They'll ask you, do you want to unsubscribe from this? It's like, yes, thank you. So I appreciate that because it's too much. I stopped. eBay was losing their mind because every time you put something in an inbox or you saved it, this price has dropped, this price has dropped, this price has changed, this price. I don't care. Tell me when I go there, not in my email every day. So I got rid of that. Yeah, my Yahoo it's at least 25 years old. I'm just thinking. It might even be older than that because I remember in 2000 we had to have an email because I was working at Wells Fargo and everybody thought the world was going to come to an end and nothing happened. But you had to have Google email. And we were up all night just in case we had to run into the, and save the world just in case the clocks didn't roll over. And they did. It was so silly. But I remember that. And then they went crazy again in 2010. Okay. I'm very aware. I'm on point. I'm on topic with these issues. Okay. I was there. I was there when computers looked like big, gigantic boxes. I was there. I was there when cell phones were like toasters on the side of your head. I was there. I was there when beepers were little black hockey pucks and you clipped it to your waist. I was there. And it would go beep, beep. And first doctors had pagers. Okay. We called them beepers because it was cooler, I guess, to call it a beeper. And I remember I was in one of my first college courses at Travis Air Force Base, and we're just sitting there. And of course, I had it on me because my husband had purchased one for me, and I'm a mommy, and he's a daddy, and the kids are young. He was like, "You need to come back here if I need you." I was like, "Okay." So I'm in class. I forgot to silence it, and it went beep. And it was so funny back then because no one wanted to, get on board or evolve or just give, some people were just downright jealous because you had one. But anyway, and I remember the professor looking over and the students kind of chuckling, and the professor goes, "Are you a doctor?" And I said, "Absolutely. I'm Dr. Mommy. I'm Dr. Whatever clapback I had, Doctor Kiss a Boo Boo, a doctor, change a diaper, a doctor, nurture, doctor twins." I just kept going and going. And he's like, "Okay, okay, okay, okay." I was like, "Yeah, yeah, yeah. Let's go, let's go." That was me even back then. But anyway, and then a year or two after that, everyone had pagers. They evolved from analog to digital, and then we had the cell phones. I mean, I love it. That's why I can celebrate listening. I've been there. We've purchased things and tossed them back. We've purchased things and recycled. We've purchased things and we're purchasing them again and again and again. That's why I'll always keep my CDs, because somebody always wants me to buy Shaka Khan all over again. I'm like, I don't have to. I have my CD player. I can put it in anytime I want to. That's the next thing I'm going to do. I'm cleaning my playlist. Like, I had a music playlist from, oh my God, it had to be when I first started this channel. But it had to be even before that. Because I remember I would come to YouTube or even social media or Apple Music. And I was like, oh, the heavens open. Because when I was growing up, if you wanted music, you had to go buy it on a 45 or an album. Okay, an LP if you were cool. But digital changed the game. I think that's why a lot of performers, entertainment changed, and a lot of performers didn't get the shine, and they didn't bank on this. You made a record. Your income was based on the sales. Once that album got stale, you made a new album, new music, new dance moves. And then what? MTV came. And then the iPod came. And then the iPad came. And then the laptop came. I remember that first laptop working at the Julia Morgan Theater in Berkeley. It was huge. It was thick. But I opened it up and everybody was like, oh, everybody wanted to look at and play with it. I was like, yeah. Because that's how my mom raised us. The newest thing, she would bring it home. The newest typewriter, the newest printer. It was huge. It had its own corner, and it was from the flow 4 feet up. It was ginormous. Okay. Now they have wands where you can just copy things digitally. I'm going to get a couple of those. Ooh, yay. That's going on my Christmas list, my wish list. Okay. But yeah. So now here I am cleaning things out, getting things together, figuring it out, getting ready for retirement, thinking to myself, what do I need and what I don't need? I don't need a lot. I don't need a printer. I don't print a lot of things. I can go to the library. I think you can get 4 free copies a day. Okay. I bought a scanner because I have some projects I want to work on. I have an Etsy store. I have an eBay shop. Okay. I will probably get my new computer during my birthday. Why not? I'm just gonna ride this pony. Okay, ride it dirty. It's a hoopty. I hope it turn on at this point. But I'm grateful because I'm still using it. And I'll probably get an iPod. Our cell phones are iPod. I meant iPad. I'll get an iPad. Our cell phones are our iPod. So that's how we get our music. I bought my new sewing machine. I'm still trying to decide which paper machine I want. I'm not sure yet. So I'm going to use this holiday season and this crafting season to figure it out. I think I know, but I don't know. Because I want it to last 3 and 4 years. I'm not buying stuff every 6 months. I'm sorry. I've never been that girl. I had the remember the Razor flip phone? They had to call me and tell me to turn it in because I was like, I don't need it. I don't need nothing else. Before that one, I wasn't really into what the latest cell phone was. I just want to use it as a phone. But until I became a content creator, and now, see how convenient it is to just talk. I love it. Now I'm comfortable and I'm relaxed, and I don't have. See, that's why I didn't want to be that YouTuber. Oh, I have to go to the studio. I have to turn on the lights. I got to set it up. I got to put makeup on. I got to put hair. I got to put outfit. Look, I do all of that for work until I stop that gig. Then I'll bring that gig over here to YouTube. I'm just relaxed doing what I want over here. I am so good with it. And now I'm glad I didn't do a lot of rah-rah because they kept changing the rules, the guidelines in a good way. Not that I was breaking any, but we was right there on the edge. Yeah. So shout out to my memberships. Shout out to all the videos that are on memberships. Shout out to the people promoting Gigi for free. Yeah, I'm gonna get paid one way, one day, somehow, any means necessary. Shout out to MUXH. Yes, right. So, in this whole process, like I said today, now I'm recording this one, cute 30 minutes, talking, just listening, just listen. You know, a lot of these content creators, they want you to watch them every day and send them $20 every day. That content creator is banking on you to give them $200 a month for the rest of your YouTube listening subscriber life. That's how I know they lying, because ain't nobody doing that. But anyway, they might get one or two suckers, but okay, good for you. All money ain't good money, right? But I don't ask that much, do I? I just ask for real. But that's the problem. Now, today in real life, it's a lot of sad news going on. You know, we were just talking about that, hearts. People in their, especially men, are dying in their 50s. And I do have to say, yes, in real time, shout out to the Future and Beyond and the replay crew. I appreciate you. Thank you, boo. But today, in real time, people are losing their life. Some about them 50s, where the male just don't get it. See, women are constantly evolving and changing with nature. Okay? So we're always paying attention to our body, and we're recalibrating or trying to figure out what's going on. Even though we know what's going on, we're experiencing it, and it's a trip sometimes. But, you know, we're there. I'm there. I'm good. I did it. I remember the day when I started my menopause journey, I was 47. And I just woke up. I just said, something is wrong. I got to go to the hospital. And my husband, Polish Bob, he was like, do you want me to go with you? I was like, let me eat. Let me take my shower and figure it out. I said, no, I can get there. He said, okay. So he went to work, and I went straight to the Long Beach Veterans Hospital. And I said, I don't know what's wrong with me. I just need to see a doctor. If my doctor is not here, I will go to the emergency room. So I'm experiencing this for the first time. This hormonal shift, the sweating, the angst, I felt like I was possessed. I was out of my body. I didn't know what was going on. Well, it's your hormones pausing, menopause. Really, it's changing. You're not making estrogen. Your body is going in flux. It's not happening. It's trying to recalibrate. But us as women, we know our body. We're like, we got this. Here's life. And all of a sudden, life goes, wait a minute, it's your time. So there I am. It was like urgent care. It wasn't ER, but it's the VA. So they're there for you. So they get you all, tucked away in a room, and they take all your vitals and you tell them everything and you try to explain things. I hate explaining things, they're the doctor. Why am I explaining things to you? But they get an idea, and then they take all your fluids and make you comfortable and make sure your heart is okay. And, and they did keep me overnight. But the next morning, the doctor came in and told me what was going on. And then it happened again. Because I'm telling you that when the hot flash happens and your whole body and to me, this is how I described it. It was like every orifice in your body, every organ was like dry heaving. That's the best way I could describe it. And at the same time, you're hot where your pores are spitting out sweat. And 30 minutes next, you're shivering. It was, something's wrong with me. And the doctor was like, no, it's just menopause. I'm like, what? So Bob had to come get me the next day. He had to wheelchair me out, which was weird. He felt weird. It was almost like he was jealous. It was weird. That's another story time, because he was going through his things. But yeah, I remember that. And that was the time I was like 47 and 48. And then he moved away because of his health. And then I moved in with my mom at 50, take care of her, be her caregiver. By the time I hit 52, 53, my menopause had subsided. Now, prior to him moving, he had his medical issues and he moved back to Poland. We're talking 2013, y'all. Okay. December. So I turned 50 March 2014. Yes. Okay. No, he moved December 2012. I moved to her 2013. And then that's when he decided to stay. It's 2014. Okay, got it. So here I am, moved in with my mom because he wasn't coming back. His health was too bad. And I wasn't moving to Poland. I was like, you can move to Paris, you can move to London, you can even move to Switzerland. I moved to no Poland. That's stupid. So that was that. So I moved over to Vegas, started taking care of her because her health was declining. It was just made sense. It was just a natural process with the parent. Okay, that's all it was. I was like, do you want to move here or do you want me to move there? I let her decide. She decided to stay there. That was fine. She was like, there's so many opportunities here for you as well. I was like, that's fine. But I did have to, pack away the house and all of that. So that was a chore. But to be honest with you guys, I wanted to move. I didn't want to be around any of his associates. I didn't want to piggyback on what he created. And I think that's what they thought I was going to do, but that's another story for another day. So here I am in Vegas, still menopausing. Had to pack my husband away, had to pack, send him back to Europe so he could live and get proper health care. Had to pack my house and my businesses away in LA, and then got on a road to go. And I took half of my things with me to Vegas because I told my mom, I said, well, are we going to stay in your place? Or are we going to move in the house? What are we going to do? She wasn't sure. I said, well, when we move in a house, I already claimed it. I'll have my stuff there. So I brought some things with me. Actually, I didn't the first time. I had to go back and get them anyway, because his business partners had 30 days to clean out the warehouse, and they were not happy with me, but they did it. Okay. Anyway, the first week back, I just felt like, I could relax. To Vegas. You know, I packed away the house. He's in Europe getting heart surgery so he wouldn't die. And then later on, 3 years after that, he was diagnosed with Alzheimer's. And we're talking that was 2016 or so. But we're still back in January 2013 when I first moved back with my mom because we weren't sure what was going to go on. I had to go and see. I'm the one that set her up there. Anyway, that's going backwards. I woke up one day because by then I got this. I'm just going through menopause like any other human female on planet Earth. No big deal. I knew it. Here it is. I got this. So that second week, I just kind of relaxed. I was like, finally, this is what it's going to be. And at that time, I didn't know how long she was going to live. We had no clue. She was still mobile. She was still doing her thing, but she was very happy. And she told me with her own eyes, lips, love, and hugs that she was so grateful that I was there. And she told me, she said, you will never know. I said, I know. It's enough. I'm here. I'm safe. I'm supposed to be here. That's my purpose. I can't do anything for Bob. He can't do anything for me. They would talk on the phone together. I was setting up my life there in Vegas. It was grand, and it was good Vegas, right at the end of good Vegas. I don't know what it is now. I woke up one day totally relaxed, totally happy. Everything's packed away. Everything was normal. Everything was good. Enjoying life. And I woke up one day feeling miserable. It was almost like my body was like telling me, this is the best time for this to happen right now. And I'm like, well, I woke up, I'm like, oh, and look, Vegas has a fabulous new veteran facility. It's the bomb. It's just way out there in nowhere. They should have just built it on the end of the strip, in my opinion. But anyway, it would have been more fun. But anyway, and they got football now and baseball and everything. See, it could be so easy for me to move back to Vegas. So I wake up that morning. I get in the shower. And for some reason, I wasn't going to do my hair that day. But I say, you know what? While I'm in this beautiful shower and it feels good and I had the window open, I listen to music when I'm in the shower. I said, because I always braid my hair at night. It's a protective thing. It's how I get down. I love it. I even have my hair braided when I wear my Bernices. It's fabulous. But I'm in the shower, enjoying my shower, enjoying my aromatherapy, my eucalyptus, and my feel goods and my salts. And clumps of hair just start falling out. I was like, oh, and I'm not even vain like that. In high school, every 6 months, I would cut my hair. I don't know why it drove people crazy, but it's like, it gets unruly. I'm short hair girl. Always have been. But now it's grown out. It's okay now. I'm managing it. And I'm getting older. But just imagine, there I am. all settled, all relaxed, smelling the smells, living the life, loving my mommy, happiness, joy, love, blessed, right around the corner from a church, can hear the chimes, all the good things. And there I am in the shower. My hair just starts falling out in clumps. And I'm not doing anything but putting my hand up to my scalp, grabbing, and it was like it was releasing. It wasn't even falling out. It was like I touched my scalp. Hold on for a second. Okay. It was like I touched my scalp and I kept it in not a tight fist, but you move your fist away from your head and all the hair was in my hand. I was like, oh my God. I didn't say anything to my mom for like 2 weeks. I always had bandanas on my head, so it wasn't like people were like, "Oh, what's wrong with you?" No, I always had a bandana on my head. I got one on right now. And then I put my makeup on. I put my earrings on. I didn't panic. I didn't feel good. I didn't feel right. I was like, it's happening again. That's one thing I recognized. I was like, something else is happening. I thought it was almost over, y'all. I thought it was gone. But it was my body and my mind because I am one with nature and I know I pay attention to my body. If something's wrong, I talk to the doctor about it, try to figure it out. If it can, it can't. If it won't, it won't. We're getting older now. Some things I can and can't do. I would never go out in the ocean and swim. A couple of shows ago, I explained how me and my stepdad we used to snorkel. Well, it didn't even cross my mind to talk about the equipment. You had to have on fins. You had to have on shorts. You had to have goggles and you have to have the tube, the snorkel. You don't swim in the ocean. You snorkel in the ocean or skydive with equipment. You swim in a lake, a stream, or a swimming pool. You don't swim in the ocean. There's a current. You'll die. So when I got out of that shower again, yes, I went a little past that point. But when I got out of the shower, y'all, I knew what was going on. I was like, okay, it's happening again. What do I do? My hair it was gone. It was like somebody gave me a buzz cut. And in certain parts, it was there, but it wasn't there. I was like, look, let me just cut it off. So I was used to cutting my hair, even as a young lady. So it wasn't a vain thing. It wasn't, oh my God. It wasn't the world is coming to it. It was like, wow, here it is. So my mom was fine that day. I got in the car that day. I went to the VA that day, got an urgent care meeting that day, told the doctor what was going on. And they were like, yeah. They were like, no, you're lucky because usually it happens before. He was like, you're probably on go, everything that was happening with your husband, moving the house, moving with your mom, being her caregiver. You were relaxed, you were calm, your body probably signaled all the organs and all the hormones to say, if it's going to happen, this is a good time to happen now. All I had to do, y'all, was wake up and take care of her. I didn't have to go to work. So it wasn't like I can only imagine how that feels when you're in a working environment. You've lost your hair, or one day you had hair, next day you bald, you go in the office and you have to engage with other people. I can only imagine. See, I didn't have to do that. I was with my mommy. So the beginning part of my menopause and the ending part of it was with loved ones, family, and friends. And I was in my castle. I was inside. And of course I went outside. I'm just saying if I'm out shopping, no strangers walking up to me going, why you got a bandana on? No one cares. Okay. But the great thing about that and listening I listen to my doctors. Listening is not always with your ears, is it, hearts? It's with your eyes, it's with your heart, it's with your mind, is with your feelings, is with your emotions, it's with your actions, it's with taking care of yourself, it's with walking away, it's with taking less and not needing more as you gradually go through this thing we call life. And it never stops. I don't even like being around people who don't know how to learn or listen or grow. I'm going to read 200 more pages today. I don't want to be anywhere around people who don't have these conversations or who can't listen to my conversation, who can't listen to what I'm going through, who can't love me on the level that I love them. If you don't have agape love, definitely stay away, because I smite all the devils and the demons on any surface, on any planet, in any universe. I got that on lock. I ain't scared. But when it comes to you, listening is health. Listening is wealth. Because I see a lot of people out here in their 40s, and men go through menopause too. Menopause, they sure do. They do it in their 50s. They either survive or they die. It's that easy. Because sometimes the mental won't allow them to do what's best. It's not even hard-headed. It's stupidity. It's you're not above it. I don't know about y'all. And in conclusion, I've been thinking about those folks that went through that fire lately. Remember in LA? Isn't it weird nobody's checking in on them? Isn't it horrible that people are like on to other things? Isn't it the worst that our country is not growing going forward? It's the worst. So we can sit back, relax, and wait for 3 more years to get through this. We'll be okay. But isn't it funny how people who voted for someone that does nothing for them and is on TV cursing? I love it when people say, oh, just so bad manners to curse, but you're voting for somebody that does it on a daily basis. Now he's cursing at reporters. Thank God Michelle Obama is on YouTube. I'm sorry, y'all. Sometimes I'll just have them in the background. I would rather. That's the new media I'm interested in. Plus all the lovely things I like to do. Thank you, Hearts of Gold, for this particular episode. Celebrate listening. Why? Because it's very, very healthy for you and me.